Howdy folks, my name is Chef Cicely and I'm joining you today from the Divine Cafe in the Springs Preserve in Las Vegas. Things are starting to chill out here as the winter season sets in, so it's time to talk about everybody's favorite, best, worst friend, the Brussels sprout. Now this is a vegetable enemy of mine, and I have few, and they're few and far between. But no matter what I've done to this cute little wonderful miniature cabbage, I can't seem to get it to taste the way that I want it to taste. And I can't seem to enjoy the flavors that I get out of it. So rather than dismiss it, I've decided to take it on and see what I can do or what I can learn about the Brussels sprout to actually accentuate the flavors and the good properties it has, because there are many. It has a lot of strong aromas, it has a lot of strong flavor, it has great color, it has great texture, it has great crunch, all these wonderful things, but there's just something about a way that it sits in my mouth that I wanted to learn more about to see what I could do. Kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, all in the same family of the mustard family. And the mustard family tastes exactly the way that you think it would. It's pungent, it's strong, it's astringent. And so it's no wonder that a tiny little Brussels sprout bud would have the concentrated flavor, the concentrated pungency, the concentrated astringency of a cabbage. So how can we make something with so many good properties really delicious amidst its astringency and amidst its bitterness? Rather than drown it in cream or bacon grease or other types of things that maybe cut through the bitterness, we're going to complement it. So we're going to bring those flavors out more and accent them with something opposite or complementary. So the other things I'm going to put with our winter stock vegetable include pears, candied pecans, and Romano cheese, and a touch of salt. What we're going to do today with our candied pecans is take them and combine them with our Brussels sprouts. So I've got a bunch of Brussels sprouts here. All I'm going to do is something very simple. I'm going to quarter them. And the reason I'm going to quarter them rather than roast them whole is because that most concentrated flavor is right in the stem. So I want to expose that so I can release some of the aromatics, some of the bitter flavors, so that when I do roast them, they combine nice and easy with the other flavors, the other things I've got going on. So I'm going to take these Brussels sprouts, I'm exposing the bitter core. Going to toss them in some oil. Just a little bit, not because they need any more moisture. Again, I cut them in half to try and get the moisture out, but I'm putting some oil on them so that those outer leaves get nice and crispy and they caramelize to a nice even brown. I'm going to take these, spread them out on my cookie sheet. And one thing I am going to do, because I'm roasting these Brussels sprouts, is I'm going to spread them out so that they're a nice single layer. We're going to spread them out, nice even single layer. These are going to go in the oven for about 20 minutes at 325. Then I'm going to take my pears here, and I'm just going to simply chop them up so to make sure that I've got enough. And I quartered my Brussels sprouts. So what I want to do with the pears is actually chop them in a manner that is going to be about the same size as my Brussels sprout quarters, so that when the flavors land in my mouth, it's like I'm going to get this nice little sandwich of sweet, bitter, and when I mix it all at the end, a little bit more sweet and a touch of salt and the Romano cheese for saltiness. So it's been about 20 minutes, and what you can see here in these Brussels sprouts is that the inside is nice and soft. There's been a lot of moisture. I have a reduced volume so that it's smaller than what I started with, and all of these outer leaves are also nice and crispy. which is going to add a wonderful texture to my final plate. So, what I'm going to do is take a large mixing bowl, take all of my Brussels sprouts, my pears. I didn't do any special treatment for the pears because I'm mixing them with those Brussels sprouts just as they come out of the oven. And just as they come out of the oven, the heat from the Brussels sprouts is actually going to slightly steam the pears and draw off their juices. Adding in my candied pecan. And last but not least, some Romano cheese to mix all through the entire dish. But I'm going to reserve some and put that on for plating on the side. A little bit of coordination there. And folks, here you have it, roasted Brussels sprouts with candied pecans and pears. A wonderful way to enjoy a winter stock vegetable that might otherwise be disregarded because it's just a little too bitter. All we have to do is add a little bit of sweetness. My name's Chef Sisley, again joining you here from the Divine Cafe at the Springs Preserve in Las Vegas. We hope to see you here.